All right, thanks everybody for joining us and hanging in there a little bit. I was giving everyone a little bit more time to hop on. We got a lot of attendees today. So let's get started. Welcome everyone. My name is Rob. I am the host success manager here at Harvest Hosts. I'd like to thank you all for being a host and joining us today for Host You. This program is really designed to help jumpstart you into the world of successfully hosting Boondockers. We want you guys to be successful and profitable. If you're an experienced host or a new host, either way, you're going to get a lot out of our webinar series and Host You. There is a Q&A feature, so if you look towards the bottom of the screen, down there you'll see Q&A, and in there you can submit questions. And I encourage you to do that. At the end, we'll have a Q&A session, and we'll get into as many as we can. And with that, I'd like to get started just by showing you guys a quick video to do with our hosts and their experience.
Harvest Host has been a great match for us. I think it's just a little boost to our business. Our ranch is a great place for Harvest Host people to come and stay.
The Harvest Host will definitely bring you, of course, increased business.
So far, Harvest Host has really been a great experience for us.
I would say that it's definitely driven up sales in certain areas, not necessarily for our RV campground, but it's driven up sales for our beef store, for the farm store that we have. I think it's driven sales up there.
We typically have, for example, anywhere between 1 to 3 or 4 Harvest Host folks come by every weekend.
They always carry away positive thoughts and good comments and spread the word.
But then they get this whole extra experience of being able to spend the night here, and I love that.
I think that Harvest Host for us can offer a marketing strategy. It can also offer increased sales through longtime customers.
Now that the spring is upon us, we're getting calls constantly from the Harvest Host folks.
Man, just instantly people started contacting me and coming to stay here, and now we probably are averaging at least 10 Harvest Host guests a week now here, I think.
People who come here really get into what we have to offer.
Sign-up process was just incredibly easy. You could just sit there and do it right on your phone.
And so I think to bring people in with Harvest Host gives them an opportunity to spend some time there, to get to know the staff, to get to know the people there, and develop a relationship.
Harvest Host is really like the only way for people to get that full experience.
Just believe that it would be a great place for Harvest Host members.
The Harvest Host folks are just lovely people to talk to and to spend some time with.
The main thing that we get from it is meeting the people, enjoying the folks that come.
Well, it's been a great experience for us, and we hope that it would be a great experience for you as well.
All right, with that, let's get into our agenda. Today, we're going to talk a bit about Harvest Hosts in general. We're going to go over the benefits of hosting. We'll explain both our guides for hosts and members to navigate the program. We'll talk about the difference between boondocking and camping, give you some tips on how to maximize your profits, show you how to use our technology to save you time. We'll talk a little bit about why member reviews are important to our program and to other hosts. I'll give you an opportunity as a host to earn some money and grow our network. And as we wrap up, I'll give you team contact info, and we'll do a little question and answer session. So what is Harvest Hosts? Let's talk about our company. That's what we do. We connect our membership of our user base with our hosts. Our platform connects over 250,000 RVers with 3,000 businesses and attractions. Our model, that's how we do it. We bring our members to small businesses by offering them one-night stay in exchange for their patronage, a purchase. And our mission, this is our goal. We want to support small businesses while helping travelers find unique experiences. So this is the host success team. We have our director, Bethany, myself, the manager, Rob. And then going down the line for host success representatives, we have Maggie, Dawn, Jenna, Devante, Zach, Robin, Lisa, and Michelle. We're all here to help you as your host success team. And you can reach out at the end of our seminar. I'm going to show you our contact information, and then we'll get that to you as well as a resource after. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of hosting. Free marketing to over 250,000 plus RVers. Increased visibility and market presence for your business. That's the big thing that we offer everybody. Our 2021 estimates show that our members have spent over $40 million in local economies. The average spend per night is $50. A lot of our hosts see over that. Our suggested minimum is $20. So, you know, it's a great benefit to have people come in and be spending money. These are people you probably otherwise wouldn't have seen because they found you through the program as they travel through an area. A lot of our hosts see about a $13,000 increase in their incremental sales. So if that gives you any idea as to the benefits of the program, that should start to give you the level set there. Our property protection plan. So when you host with us, all stays that are booked through our platform are covered by our property protection plan. It is on our website. I highly encourage you go read it. But basically what that is it's covering the gap. We don't want you to have any out-of-pocket expenses should there be a little snafu or an accident. So always reach out to us and we can make sure that we take care of that for you. And then free membership and benefits. As a host, you do get a complimentary Harvest Host membership. That membership lets you travel the same way that our RVers travel. So if you have an RV, if you have a family member with RV, be sure to use that membership. And that membership also includes $700 plus worth of partnership discounts. These include things like a discount on a Costco membership, which I'm sure you can find a benefit for. So be sure to check those lists out. They're all on the website. When you log in, there should be a little tab that says benefits, and you can check those items out. So let's talk about our new host success kit. Whether you're an existing host or a new host, if you're an existing host, these are going out now. And if you're a new host, you'll be getting one of these soon. But this is what it looks like when it comes in the mail. And in it, we've included what we think we need to give you guys to get you started with hosting and be successful. So when you open this up, there's a nice folder in here to keep all of your resources together. And as you open it up, all the items are in here. So we have included an RV lingo guide, and that's going to let you know all the different things about RVs that you might not know because you don't own one. So what a dump tank is and what all these different connections and just all the different terminology, including the different types of RVs. So that would be travel trailers, fifth wheels, things like that. These terms might be foreign to you, and we want to give you something to navigate those. Our member code of conduct. So we've given you a really nice thick copy of the member code of conduct. You can keep it nearby near your check-in area, on your desk, or right here in this folder. But this outlines all the code of conduct that we're actually going to go over in a little bit in our webinar. But we give you a nice hard copy of that. Maximizing your revenue. So this is a guide that we've built. It's basically a profit guide on how to make sure you get the most out of every stay. And this is a great resource to refer back to as you navigate the program. In there, we've also got a welcome letter. We've got our host route to success, which is like the member code of conduct, except for you as a host. So you can reference this as well. We'd like to give you a little bit of some fun stuff. So we've got a decal in there. Also in there, a great thing to keep nearby is a refrigerator magnet that has our email and phone number should you need to contact us. And then lastly, but not leastly, some rack cards. And these are a little shameless advertisement for possible patrons going to your business looking to get a Harvest Host membership. And there is a discount code on there as well. So that's in your host success kit. You should be getting one as an existing host. And if you're a new host, it should be on its way to you now. So let's talk about the host route to success. We're just going to touch on these really quickly. But basically, we ask you to provide one night at no charge. There are things that you can charge for, but they're not mandatory. They cannot be mandatory. You must carry insurance coverage and legally be able to host RVs on your property. We ask that you notify us should you need to pause hosting, that you agree to use our forms of communication, whether that be our web app or our mobile app, and we're going to go over those later. That you keep member communication timely. Remember, they're not just our members. Once they reach out to you, they are your customers. And then don't share or externally use customer information. That's pretty standard. And of course, keep it fun. Remember, these are RVers. They're on vacation. They're having a good time, and they want to have fun. So keep the program fun. Now we're going to get into our member code of conduct. So members agree to our code of conduct, which helps set the expectation for both members and our hosts. Knowing the code of conduct is a great way to keep the program working for you and not you for it. We always want to know if a member isn't following these guidelines. We don't want members causing negative experiences for our hosts. And that's what the code of conduct was really made around, was making sure that the program works for everybody. So we're just going to quickly go over our code of conduct, starting with number one, all RVs must be self-contained. Now, what does that mean? That means that we don't allow tents, rooftop tents, soft-sided RVs like a pop-up camper. We want our RVs to be self-contained so that they have not a lot of noise outside the RV. They shouldn't be cooking outside the RV. They shouldn't be asking you for your bathroom or your shower. They are self-contained. And if you ever see an RV that's not in the program, we ask that you let us know so that we can remove those members. Number 2, always plan ahead and arrange your visit. This one just comes down to courtesy. Nobody should just be showing up at your property unannounced. They should be making a reservation through the online request to stay tool, which you will approve or deny. We're going to go over that in a little bit, but nobody should just be showing up unannounced. So we ask them to always plan ahead. Arrive only during business hours. You have business hours right in our platform that you can set through the back end. And once you set those, we ask our members to arrive before those business hours close and not before they start. If you wanted to set them, say, an hour early to end on our site, that sometimes helps with people who might be running a little bit late. If you want them to make a purchase and you close at 9, don't put 9 as your closing time, maybe put 8. And that way they'll think you close at 8, they'll show up by 8, and then they have an hour to shop around. Those business hours only live in our platform, so only our members see them. It's not like they're public on Google. So if you put an hour early, it only benefits you as to give them more time at your business. Number 4, when contacting a host, tell the host what size vehicle you are driving. So this is actually built into our digital program now. You should be able to view the rig size of the member, but in asking questions beforehand, they should be letting you know what size vehicle they're traveling in, whether that be a little tiny camper that they're towing behind their car, or a big 50-foot Class A touring bus. They should be letting you know what size. As well as a host, you have the ability on the back end to set the maximum size that you allow at your property. I'm going to show you that later. But you can set that size as well in guiding the members if you're a good fit for them to come and stay with you or not. Number 5, introduce yourself and show the host your membership card. So that second part, if they've booked online, we don't have to worry about seeing their membership card. We know they're a member. They logged in online and requested their stay. But introducing yourself is important. No member should just be showing up and driving to the back corner of a property and parking and not saying a word to you. They should be saying hello, checking in. We have some places that have a little sign that says, please check in at the front desk, whatever it is for Harvest Host. But either way, every one of our members that comes to see you should be personable and come introduce themselves to you. Number 6, please make a purchase. Like we said, purchases cannot be mandatory, but they are highly suggested. It's the basis of our program. It's what keeps it going. We suggest a $20 minimum purchase. Most people purchase at least $50. That's usually a reported average to us. I know myself as a traveler, I usually spend between $75 and $120 at most of our Harvest Host locations. And remember, it's all about the average. If somebody comes in and they spend 10, but the guy before them spent, I've heard someone spending up to $1,600. It was a farmer and somebody bought like half a pig or something like that, and they spent $1,600. Just remember that you're looking at the average total all sales, incremental sales that add up. So don't look at the one who spent exactly $20 on the dot as the standard. Look at the full spectrum of what everybody's spending. I think we just passed one, didn't we? Number 8, park only in the indicated areas. So we're going to ask that our members only park where they're supposed to, where you've told them to park. That's part of checking in, is that when they check in, they should be asking you, where do you want me to go? And that they park in those indicated areas. Sorry, my mouse keeps jumping there. Number 9, keep a low profile. This comes down to being self-contained. We want all of our members to keep a low profile. They shouldn't be cooking outside the RV unless you let them. They shouldn't be hanging out outside the RV, blasting music, running generators, whatever it is. They should be keeping a low profile for you and your property and your guests and your neighbors. Indoor cooking only. I think I already talked about this one twice, but RVs need to be self-contained. If you allow outdoor cooking at your property, that's up to you. You're the host, you get to decide that. But we ask our members to be prepared to only do indoor cooking. Don't use jacks without jack pads on asphalt. That comes down to that RV lingo guide we gave you. A jack is something on an RV that might help stabilize it or level it. It's literally like a piston that comes down and just sits on the ground. On asphalt, if it's a thinner pad, it can press in. So we ask that they use a pad. It's standard practice. Every RVer knows to use one, but we just put it in here to make sure that they follow those guidelines. Remember, these sites can be working vineyards, farms, or historical properties. So we have a lot of different hosts. We have 5 different official categories, but they probably break into a few hundred. And hosts can have restricted areas. You can limit member access to certain areas. They're already asked not to leave the area of their RV unless it's a business area that is open at the time. But we ask them to be cognizant of the fact that you could be baling hay, you could be bottling wine, conducting business, whatever it may be. We ask them to remember you guys are a business and you are operating. 13, ask before using a generator. So a generator policy is a great thing to outline in your profile description, in your automatic responder. A lot of RVs, especially in the summer, want to use their air conditioning. And for that, they need a generator. We ask that they ask you if that's appropriate on your property beforehand. We do have a blanket policy that says no generators after 10 p.m. And that is all reliant on you. You're the host. You make a decision about your location and what you want for your location. So they should be asking you, hey, is it okay if I run my generator tonight? Or you can have a policy up front, no generators after 12 p.m., no generators at all. Run all the generator you want. We don't care. We live in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to hear it. So whatever your generator policy is, be sure to outline that. And our members should be asking you if they don't see it before running one. Take all trash with you. We don't want our members changing the beauty of your property and where they arrive to. They should be really leaving no trace. They shouldn't be leaving trash behind, any animal droppings behind. The property should look the way it was when they got there without anything from their stay being left there. When departing, thank your host for a visit. Just like we ask them to introduce themselves, we ask them to say goodbye. So same thing before they head out. Now, some of our members might be on the road, getting back on the road at 6 a.m. And the night before, they might tell you, hey, great seeing you. Thank you so much for your hospitality. We got to get off at 6 a.m. We're heading down to Disneyland, Disney World, whatever. And that's okay too. But they should be letting you know when they're departing. 16, be aware of local alcohol regulations. This comes down to obviously host type, but we have a lot of wineries, breweries, distilleries, and their alcohol regulations usually say that it must be their alcohol on the property, not somebody else's. So we ask that they be aware of where they are and not be wandering around a property with alcohol, especially outside alcohol. 17, members acknowledge that they are insured pursuant to state or provincial laws. So just like we ask you as a host to have insurance, we ask our members to have insurance. This just makes quick work of if there is a problem, which there usually isn't, but just in case, we like to make sure that everybody is covered. So that is our code of conduct. And with that, we're going to move into describing the difference between hosting boondockers and running a campground. There is a difference between boondocking and camping. Boondocking is just like when you see an RV parked overnight at a rest stop, a Walmart, a Cracker Barrel. There is no expectation of facilities, connections, etc. It's just simply parking contained overnight. That's all it is. Camping or campground, there is an expectation of facilities, the ability to live outside of the RV, connect to electric, connect to water, possibly sewer, have a bathroom facility, things like that. Local laws dictate when the difference when a business becomes a campground. So be sure to know your local area limitations. Some of these areas are regulated, say, by the health department, because when you're providing water, that's a health concern. Some of these are based on zoning. So under 10 RVs on your property, good to go. Over 10, you start to be considered a campground. So just be aware of your property. Obviously, you know your area best, you know your property best, your neighbors best. So, just be smart about it and be sure to check out online and look up the local laws and see what they say. Maximizing your sales per stay. So this is getting into the profit side of hosting 101. Making the most out of your guest stay for your business can really just be some simple logic. Don't forget the obvious question, ask for the sale. If you give them a reminder of what you sell, ask if they need anything, your autoresponder that I'm going to show you that sends out when you approve a stay, put in what you sell in the autoresponder and say you have eggs for sale. I'm just making a general assumption, but say you sell eggs and they're going to have breakfast the next morning and they were going to go buy eggs on the way there. If you tell them ahead of time, they'll buy your eggs instead. Make a menu. Let the members know what you offer and have to sell. I was just talking about that in terms of the autoresponder, but providing one digitally or even printed can have a huge impact. People need to know what you have for sale. If you don't have a physical storefront, giving them a list, either like I said, digitally or printed, is a great way to let them know and encourage a sale. Consider a coupon. A small discount can encourage a really big sale. Wineries sometimes offer buy 5 bottles, get the 6th free. We have people that say, buy a case of wine and get a free glass of wine in our restaurant. There's 1,000 different things you can do with coupons, but they really do, everybody wants a deal. So they really can make an impact to make somebody spend a little bit more. I know I do it all the time. I was just at a distillery the other week and they had buy 5 bottles, get the 6th free. I didn't want 6 bottles. I came home with 6 bottles. Make products easy to find, buy, and pay for. Again, making it easy, asking for the sale, making a menu, making it easy is a big thing. Make products easy to find, make them easy to pay for. Consider using Venmo or PayPal. Not everybody carries cash on them anymore. If you don't have credit card processing, these are some great alternatives, but just make it easy. And then have variety. Think of yourself on a trip. If you go somewhere and in the store, all they sell is wine and you drink wine, but the person watching your dog, you wanted to get a Christmas ornament for, or some trinket or some other thing. If all you sell is wine, I can't buy that person something. So having some variety is great and can encourage bigger sales because they'll have more things to buy instead of the same item over and over again. So variety is a great way to encourage some larger sales. Speaking of sales, let's talk about maximizing profit. So at the host team, we've collected over a long time here some low to no cost offerings with great upside profit. So these are things that don't cost you a lot or anything for that matter, but you can charge money for. And some of them are very simple. These are all suggested prices. They certainly are at your discretion. And remind to keep them in line with your area's market. And I'll give some examples of that as we go through. But starting with electrical hookups, this could be something as simple as an electrical outlet that you already have outside. RVs have batteries, they have lights, they have TVs, they have a radio, various things in them. And they might want to keep their batteries charged overnight, even if you don't have a true big RV outlet. Offering them the plug-in for $5, it might cost you 25 cents on your electric bill, but you'll make a $4.75 profit if you charge 20 bucks for it. Some of our hosts have actually either installed or already had RV specific outlets, which would be like a 30 amp or a 50 amp. A lot of industrial properties have these outlets already. And those you can get, say, up to $20 a night. So there's a lot of upside there in offering just a simple electrical connection. Water fill or hookup. So a hose bib. I'm sure everybody has an outdoor spigot or somewhere to get water outside. Now, if that's near where the RV is going to be parked for the night, you can offer them a hookup for the evening. If it's not, if it's just somewhere that the RV can get by or the hose can make it to, you can offer them a water fill. Every RV has a tank that they can fill with water, and our members are out on the road and they're using their water and they would love a place to refill. So why not make some money? It'll probably cost you next to nothing and you could get $5 to $10 or so, somewhere in there. Additional nights. So I mentioned you can't charge for that first night, but additional nights you're welcome to charge. I highly suggest doing some area research with your campgrounds to make sure that you're in line. But some of our hosts are getting $15 to $40. Some get even more than that, depending on their area. If it's a high traffic area with not a lot of availability for RVs to park. And think about RV storage. Some of our members are heading into a theme park or a city for the day or whatever it is, and they can't take the RV with them. You can charge them just to leave it there and make parking money. It's a great way to make some extra income. Trash disposal. As a business, chances are you have a dumpster that gets emptied, whether it's full or empty or half empty. Every week you get charged for it. So why not charge by the bag or by the pound? We have hosts that do both. Our members are on the road. They don't have a dumpster or a trash can with them. So getting rid of their trash is a problem for them, besides trying to dump it at a gas station. So why not charge them by the bag or by the pound? Wi-Fi connection. I'm sure your property has internet connection. A lot do these days. The cell service might be spotty where you are. Why not sell them the Wi-Fi password? Especially if you have a guest network, it makes it super easy. Firewood. So this comes down to if you're allowing fire pits and you're allowing them to be outside the RV. This isn't for everybody. But we have a bunch of hosts that actually rent the fire pit itself for say $5 or so. Then they sell them the firewood. And then to top that off, they sell them a s'mores kit. They're making a killing on something as simple as a s'more. So that's really a great idea if that is something that your property allows for. Tours. This is possibly one of the biggest money makers. If you are a farm and every day you do your chores at 6 o'clock, and those chores involve feeding some chickens and feeding some cows or whatever it may be, why not sell a tour, charge $5 to $20 a person? bring a family of 4 with you, make a good profit, let them carry the grain bucket, and let them feed the animals. You don't have to do your chores, and you made money charging them to do your chores for you. Our members, a lot of them haven't been to a working farm, haven't been to a working winery. They love tours. They want to see how the process works, and they will be ecstatic that you offered it. It's such an experience for them, and such a great moneymaker because it costs you nothing. And equipment rentals is our last one. This is really limitless. We have hosts that rent everything from bikes to kayaks to fishing gear. If you think of something that could be used at your property while they're there, cornhole boards, games, anything that you think of, it really is limitless. We have hosts that set up little movie nights on their property. Anything that you can think of, you can sell as a little add-on. It just depends on how far you want to go. So now we're going to talk about your online profile and describing a place that you would want to stay at yourself. We've all picked out a hotel. We've all been on vacation, picked out an Airbnb. I want you to think of yourself looking at places to stay at. You check out the photos, you read the description, and then you make a decision about where you're going to stay. You want your profile to be the one that you would pick if you were choosing where to stay. So up here, I have 2 different photos, and we're going to go over 2 different profiles. And at the end, I'll ask you which one would you want to stay at. On the left, we've got a great picture of a nice RV parked in a beautiful field with rolling hills and a nice sunset. And their description reads, on 65 sprawling acres, Max Pond will not disappoint. Secluded and close to Route 95, we are near the town of Paradise and many local attractions. On site, we have bread, eggs, and locally made items. Book a farm tour and learn all about dairy farming. Now on the right, we have the RV from the show Breaking Bad, and their description is, we have a farm. You can stay here. We have things for sale. There's a town nearby. I don't know about you, but I'm picking option A. Just remember when you're writing your description to throw some good stuff in there, things that would make someone want to stay there. Great photos and a great description. Speaking of that, I've got some profile tips and tricks for you. So write a fun and exciting descriptions. Use adjectives, be descriptive, highlight the best parts of your location. List the items that you have for sale. Show the value in staying at your place by listing what you offer. Members want experiences, let them know what you have. And use photos that show a great time, people having fun, nice weather. Once you have some RV staying, grab a photo of one of them in the parking area and post it up there. We're always here to help you write your description and edit your profile. So if you ever need help with that, just reach out. We write tons of them, so we're happy to help you get yours to the place where somebody would want to stay. Let's talk about our online tools. This is where you would actually edit your description. But using our online tools that we've built and developed for our hosts makes managing our program only takes some few minutes per week. We want to let the automation work for you so you can work smart and not hard. We want hosting to be easy and fast, and knowing, using, and setting up your profile will save you tons of time. I should mention, we're only going to do a brief overview of the online hosting dashboard. We'll possibly have another class in the future that will go into more detail, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. This webinar is also being recorded, so you can always go back and watch it and pause it as you need, should you have some questions. So hosting dashboard. This is when you log in, this is what you'd see on the web. We're also going to show you what it looks like on the app a little bit later. But when you log in, you should see your location name. Up at the top, you'll see a member dashboard should you want to be a member and stay somewhere. And host dashboard up there, top middle, is where you would get back to your hosting location. Once you log in here, you would scroll down, and that's where you would see any upcoming stays that you have, whether they're pending or confirmed. You would not see declined stays in that spot. So moving forward, as I show you some of these other features, we're going to be watching what's known as a GIF. And a GIF is an image that's actually a video that plays over and over again. Not every one of them is going to load at the start, so I might kill some time until we start at the beginning. And then they move at the speed they move. So I will do my best to explain everything as much as I can. But let's get into the dashboard. So editing your profile. So when we log in, we're going to scroll down. We're going to click over to the left where it says Manage Profile. Then you'll hit Edit Profile, not View Profile. Edit Profile. This page will load. And this is where we can edit our description. We can change the contact person. We can change our website. We can put in the preferred method of contact for members to reach out to you. We can select how many parking spaces we have available. We can select our parking surface. We can put in some notes about our parking information. And this is that spot that I told you about. You can select how long of an RV you're willing to take. Of course, we're always going to hit Update Profile, and we'll see that it saved successfully. Editing amenities. So this is going to be one of those times where I kill some time until we start over with our video. And here we go. All right, so we're going to log in. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click over on the left where it says Manage Profile. The drop down will come down. We will hit Activities and Offerings. And then this page will load where we can put in items that we have for sale. We can check off some common amenities that a lot of our hosts offer, or we can uncheck them. And we can put whether or not pets are allowed in the parking area. And then we'll simply just hit Update Profile, and our settings are changed. Updating hours. So we're going to log in, click over to the left, hit Manage Profile, scroll down to where it says Hours and Schedule. And in here, we can turn on and off days of the week. We can set what time we open and what time we close. So we're going to click here and we'll say we open at 9 a.m. And we'll click down here and we'll say we close at 4:30. Do you have a preferred check-in time? We'll put 7 a.m. Very advantageous. You can check in at 7 a.m. And then any notes that you have about your schedule or anything else you want to know in terms of your business hours. Stay preferences. So I'm going to wait for this to restart. But stay preferences is where you can put in that automatic reply message. It's where you can ask some questions before approving or denying a stay. And that's also where some of your notification preferences live, which would be enabling text messages for notifications. Now, this is not texting from members to you, but this is more so notification about an incoming stay or a message or a canceled stay. So we're about to restart. 3, 2, 1. We're going to log in. We're going to scroll down. This time we will hit Manage Stays, not Manage Profile. We'll click down on Preferences. And then we can select how many days into the future we want to accept stays, 60, 90, 120, or 180. This dictates how far in the future people can accept or request a stay. We can put how many days in advance you want notifications, same day bookings, or say you want 7 days notice. It won't allow people to book the same day. Then we can put in some questions for before somebody makes a stay request. And then this is our automatic message. So this is where our hosts maybe put their menu or some rules about their property or where to check in. We can even put a link in there to a map of the property and where to go when they get there. And then this is what I was talking about with notification preferences. This page has actually been extended a little bit more and you have a lot more control in there. But then we just hit Update Request Stay Preferences and those will save. Blocking dates. So again, we've started in the middle of our looped video here, but you can see that we're in this section and we're going to select a group of dates. And you can see the start block date and the end. We'll pick a reason. This time we're going to pick close, say we're closing down for something. And then we'll hit block selected range. And now no member can make a stay request on those days. To get there, we would scroll down, go to Manage Stays, click Block Dates. And that gets you back to the start of where we started there, which is we're going to select our dates. We'll pick a start and an end, put in a reason, and then block those selected dates. You'll see there before I had scrolled down, it said Manage Blocked Dates, and that's where you would edit and view dates that you already have blocked. Approving stays. So again, we've started in the middle. So we will, oh, there we go. All right, so we would go to Manage Stays and click Upcoming. And in here, we have a pending stay request. We can see that by the status. We'll hit Review. When we get there, we have not only our messaging dashboard, but we also have an ability to edit the arrival date. So say they made a stay request on the wrong day. We can approve with the green button, decline with the red button. We can request details, so we can look at their rig length. If we click on their name, we can actually see their rating, and this would be based on other hosts and what they have rated that member at. And in that message history, you can see when you approve the stay. You'll even see your automatic stay responder, the text that you put in that automatic responder box. Reviewing members. So this is important. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in detail later. But to review members, you would go over to Manage Stays. This time we would click Past, not Upcoming or Declined. So these are past stays. And then we just simply click the Rate Member. So we can hit Rate Member. We could also hit Cancel or No Show. So if they were a no-show, we could rate that and the system will notate that. But in here, we can give them an overall rating. We might be able to put some notes, should we have notes about it. If you would host them again, did they communicate? Were they courteous? Did they clean up after themselves? And did they make a purchase? All right, so that's it for the web application. Let's talk about our mobile app. Our mobile app is brand new. It's awesome. It's comprehensive. It allows you to do almost everything that you can do in our web version on your phone. The best part about it is that so many people can log in. So if you have 3 different managers that run your property, all 3 of them can be on the mobile app and be responding to people and see the information and who's coming in. It's really an awesome tool. When we log in, it should automatically load to your hosting dashboard. But if not, I just wanted to show you how to switch back and forth. So on that first screenshot there to the left, you can see the bottom right, we have selected profile, and then it says switch to hosting. And these are some of our testing locations that we at Harvest Host use. So we have the Funny Farm and then some of our Boondockers Welcome locations. So you would just hit switch to hosting and click that location name. The next page will load and it'll say switching to hosting, and then it'll drop you into your dashboard. Your dashboard should have items that you need to complete. And I should say that in there, you can see that middle screenshot there, the last screenshot to the right. It says 8 awaiting reviews, but there's only 1 sitting there. That is a scroll. So if you were to swipe to the right, I think that's to the right, it would load those across and you can add reviews to each one of those members. But in here should have just about anything that you need to do as an action item. That's the point of the dashboard. Availability. So this is the calendar. You can go in here and view. Green is going to be approved stays. Gray will be past expired stays. The grayed out days with the line through them are going to be days that you had blocked. And in this, we can also block dates and manage our availability. You would click that top right of that first screenshot where it says manage availability. And much the way that we did it in the web app, you would just select some dates, hit choose dates, and block those as well. It's super easy on the app to block dates. If you have a festival, if you're closed, if you just have an odd day that you're not open, it's a great way to block dates. Or say you have something going on and you don't want to accept people that day. It's just that simple to manage your availability. Managing stays. So you can see on that first screenshot, bottom center, we have clicked not dashboard, not calendar, but stays. That's our middle one. Up at the top, we have a filter for upcoming, past, and canceled. So we can view upcoming stays. We can see their status that they're approved, when they're arriving. They're arriving in 7 days. They're staying 1 night, what nights those are. Right from there, without even clicking into that stay, we can message or call them. If we click that stay, we can see a lot more information. We can still message and call them. We can see how many reviews they have, how many stays they've had. We can view their guest profile, which will give us information about their rig length, if they travel with children, pets, if their RV has slide outs. This is just a great place to be able to view all the information about your incoming travelers. All right, and then our message center. So bottom right of that first screenshot, you see to the left of profile, messages. And this works just like text messaging or any other messaging app. You're going to have a news feed, which is in order of messages going back and forth. Your autoresponder message will automatically populate in there. You can see at the bottom of this thread that the stay request for September 3rd was approved. So you can even see when you approved a stay right in the message thread. This tool is awesome. You can go in there and message with the members. Somebody's running a little bit late, they can tell you, or you can ask them, hey, where are you? You can message them the next day and let them know they left their favorite hat behind. And unless they want you to mail it to them, that it's now yours. Whatever you want to do to communicate with the members, you can do right through our messaging. So let's talk about member reviews and why they're important. Reviews help everyone. They help us at Harvest Hosts as well as fellow hosts. Member reviews are not viewable to the members. They're only viewable to us at Harvest Hosts as the staff and yourself as a host and other hosts. We ask you to please be honest. Let us know how every member's stay went. We want to know when they're following the code of conduct, when they're making purchases, and when they're not doing those things. As a host, you're our eyes and ears out on the road. Without you, we can't enforce our code of conduct and make sure that every member is taking great care of our hosts. So we just ask that you review our members. It's super easy in the app, or you can do it on the application. Their rig details are in there. So if you can't remember John and Judy, were they the one in the little RV or the big RV? Well, just go in there, and that night you'll see one had a 45 foot and one had a 20 foot. They're the one in the 20 foot, whatever it is. But it's really important to review the members. And like I said, it is anonymous. So please be honest and let us know how their stay went. Let's talk about making some money. Earning money, adding hosts to our network, help boost your local economy. We have a great opportunity for you as a host to earn some additional income. As a host, you have a great knowledge of our program. You're likely to know a lot of other business owners that you might network with that could also benefit from a program like ours. What we want to do is we want to give you a $75 gift card of your choice to any host that you introduce to us via email that signs up for the program. Now, it is important to have a conversation with the prospective small business before sending the email. Don't just blind copy them on something and not tell them anything about the program. We're looking for warm leads. But you're going to email those over to us at sales@harvesthost.com, and you'll receive a gift card within the month when the new host location goes active. If you have any questions about this opportunity, you can email recruiting@harvesthost. And after class, I'm going to send you in an information packet more information about how to do this, should you want to. How to stay in touch. Chances are you signed up today for Host You through our e-newsletter. As a host, you're automatically subscribed to that newsletter. So we ask that you just keep an eye on those. That's where we're going to put all the important information that we have for you guys, anything that we want you to know about or new program features, things like that. Be sure to keep an eye on that newsletter. And don't forget, we also have a Harvest Hosts Facebook group. We can provide you with the link for that after the seminar, but it's easy to find on Facebook. You just search, type in Harvest Hosts, and then go to groups. But that's also a great resource. And staying in touch, host success team contact information. I'm not going to have this long enough on the screen for you to write everything down. We're going to provide it after the seminar, but I just want to prove a point that we are here for you guys and that we have a big team ready to help, whether it's with changing photos or profile descriptions, whatever it is. We want to help you guys as hosts, and we have a team to do it, and we're more than happy to take your phone calls and emails. And with that, thank you. I'd love your feedback. What we plan to offer more classes. What do you want to see? Feel free to email us or message us with some of those questions. And then we're going to move into a question and answer session. So I'm going to go into our question and answer section. Let's see, we have, can this presentation be accessed later for my wife that wasn't able to watch? Yes, it will. It has been recorded. And in being recorded, what we're going to do is you'll have a link that you can go and actually watch it. And we're also going to send out an email with a PDF, which is a document that will have all of these slides for you to be able to view and reference back to whenever you would like. So there's that one. How can I unblock a date? So in that same place where you would block dates, there's going to be a spot that says manage blocked dates. So where you would go on the left-hand side where you click stay preferences, block dates, click that, and then above the calendar, it's going to say manage block dates. And all you're going to do is just click that, and it'll have all your blocks right there with the ability to edit or delete. So if you blocked a date and something changed and you want to open it back up, that's where you can do it. In the web app, it's right in the calendar. The mobile app, it's right in the calendar feature. At the top, it says manage blocked dates. Are we still going to get texts and emails to approve stays and rate a member? Yes. So our engineering team just put in place a lot of awesome features to be able to control your notifications. So you can choose whether or not you want to get push notifications through the app, emails, text messages, or all three. That's going to be in that same spot where I was showing you the text message area. But you should be able to manage your stays however you want to be notified of those different things. Let's go through some more questions here. Do you offer any payment tools on your platform? Yes, we do. So one of the things we have is the ability to turn on a donation button. That donation button can link to either Venmo or PayPal. And you would just upload those links to that spot. We do have to turn that feature on for you. It's not something that's automatically turned on. But you are welcome to reach out to us. We can turn that on for you and add Venmo or PayPal. I should mention that while you can collect payment through here and look for donations if you're a 501c3, this is not a spot that you would be looking to charge per night. And that's another question I have here is, can I charge for the stays? The answer is yes, but only for the second and third and fourth night, whatever nights that you want to have after the first. As we mentioned, our program is based on the idea of offering the first night at no charge. So we would ask that you still follow those guidelines. Let's look for another question here. Before I accept or decline, how can I see member reviews in the mobile app? So if you just click on the member's name, it should take you to their profile, and that should have their star rating, and you should be able to click on that and view past reviews for that member. When someone leaves feedback, if it's not positive, how can I respond to it? So we do have the ability to add a response if there's some feedback that you want to respond to. So you would just reach out to us and we will go ahead and post response from the owner, and we will post that on the review. Is there a way to share the calendar to a second Google Calendar as well as my own? I do believe that is an option. There's a way to export the calendar. I believe that's an iCal link. That's usually how those are done. If you have that question, you want help setting that up, reach out to us and I will see about how we can get that set up for you. Let's see, do we have any other questions? Do I need to be on site when members arrive? It's wise to be on site when members arrive. It's definitely preferred. We really want you to be on site. We certainly understand that you're a business. If they get there late, you might already be closed. If you're comfortable with them parking there for the night, I suppose that's okay. But my official answer on that would be that you really should be present when the members are arriving. All right. And with that, I believe that is all of our questions. Thank you so much for joining me for our first Hosting 101 class. I know we went a little bit over, so thank you for hanging in there with me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, please feel free to shoot over some suggestions for more classes you might want to see. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your afternoon.